Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over the all-new Nissan Z, and of course my mask decides to fall down when I'm trying to do the intro. Are you going to do something?
I was going to move your mask up.
Oh, you're going to move my mask up for me. Anyways, so this one is obviously a standing model, so this is just going to be a walk-around review. I am going to go over some specs on the car throughout the review, but it's not going to be anything too crazy, and so with that being said, let's just hop right into it. Let's go over the new Nissan Z. So if you guys are wondering, this one is actually full production spec, which I think is really cool. So basically what that means is this is what the car is going to look like if you end up ordering one, whereas the other videos I filmed were on prototypes, so there could be some changes. But anyways, you guys can see the tire and wheel setup here. And I love the red brake calipers, how they contrast the metallic gray on the wheels. I think that's a really good aesthetic for the car. Kind of makes it look a little bit sportier as well. And you can see here with the lights on the front end, really cool with the accenting above and below the headlights. Definitely gives it a sharp look, but then obviously pays homage to the older cars. And then I always thought that off to the side is kind of interesting. Got the parking sensors on the front end, and then you guys can see the dark front grille. And then the bodywork there at the very bottom that kind of is shaped like a front splitter, so it obviously helps out a little bit with aerodynamics, but also, you know, makes it look a little bit more aggressive. And you can also see here with the paint color, look at the metallic flake in it. It looks like it's flat when you're, you know, at a distance, but when you go closer up, it's got beautiful metallic flake. And then notice how the mirrors are darker in contrast, and same thing with the pillars and the roof. So again, you've got that two-tone appearance, which kind of just makes the car look a little bit lower to the ground, a little bit sleeker as well. And you can also see here, we've got the Z logo there on the back. And then notice the tire and wheel setup here in the rear. And just like most rear-wheel drive sports cars, the tires in the rear are a little bit wider than what you have in the front. And you can see more parking sensors here on the back. And then you've got the old school taillights. And when I say old school, they just kind of have the retro design. They're, you know, modern taillights, but retro design. That's a better word, right? And then you got another Z logo right there. And you can see here with the exhaust setup and the rear diffuser, again, really aggressive looking. I love the design on this. Looks really cool. I love how they've kind of designed the exhaust tips too. Got the low profile spoiler there just up above that. And then you can see here with the gas cap, it's absolutely massive, just like on the Supra. I think that's funny. But this, you know, competes against that, and it has that same thing with massive gas cap. But you can see the full side profile of the car looks really good. And the Z is not a big car at all. So it's, you know, pretty much the same size as the 370. And so if you guys haven't had a chance to see one in person, then if you just go look at like a 370, that'll give you an idea in terms of the size of the car. Obviously, you won't be able to see all the proportions because they've changed a lot with the new Z, but it'll give you an idea of the, you know, overall size. But I guess that I will say this new one looks like wider and lower compared to the 370 for sure. But I love the red accenting, how that's contrasted by the black with the Alcantara. I think that's really cool. Got all of your window controls, and you guys will notice a lot of switchgear from other Nissan models, which I'm completely okay with because obviously, you know, if stuff breaks, right, then it's a lot less expensive to change out than if it's special made for that specific car, and it's a lot easier to get as well. And then you can see the seats, again, beautiful with the design. You've got the two-tone with the red and the black in the center. So, you know what would be really cool is like red on the exterior with the black on the top, and then red and black in the interior. So it's like the same two-tone inside and out. That would be pretty cool. 3-pedal layout because this one does have the manual transmission. So 6-speed manual. You can get a 9-speed automatic if you don't know how to drive a manual, though. And the 9-speed that Nissan has is actually really good. Now, you can also see here, before we pop in, kind of like the design on the steering wheel. Pretty basic with the controls. They don't have a whole lot on it. It's supposed to be a driver-focused car. Notice the Z logo right there. And then popping in, you guys can see I've got all the performance gauges here at the top. And I guess we'll quickly talk about performance. It's good for 400 horsepower, 350 pound-feet of torque. It's a twin-turbo, 3-liter V6. And then you can see the analog controls for the infotainment system. And you got our climate controls down below that. And then some extra storage space in that area. Got the stop-start button right there. Shifter for that 6-speed manual transmission. And the shifter actually feels really good. I will say that. And it feels super similar to the prototype one. And then you guys can see here with the heated seat controls. Got some practical stuff like the cup holder And then with the center console, you can actually roll it back and you got another cup holder situation. Kind of interesting how they have that set up. And then you can see here regular glove box. And again, I love the red accenting right there. And then you can see the roof. Pretty simple stuff, nothing too crazy happening. And then here's the storage space in the rear since I didn't open it up so you guys can kind of see. And again, you guys are going to notice the dimensions and everything are very similar to the 370Z. And so if you want to be able to see kind of like what this would feel like roughly, just go sit in one of those and that'll give you a rough idea. It won't be perfect, but it'll be a rough idea. Now, I wanted to show you guys another shot here of the hood so you can kind of see the color a little bit better, and then also the body lines on the hood as well, so you guys can kind of see there's that Y line is what I want to call it because it makes like a Y shape to the hood. I thought that was a really cool touch that I forgot to go over earlier, but that's the Z.
God's essence. Where is supposed to be root, we actually go into that is lit while there's prayers.